We are live on YouTube. Hello everyone. Sorry for the delay in the start of that intro there, just making sure it was working on my end. It took a little while to come through at my end, but I believe we are now live on YouTube. So thank you if anyone has tuned in. I probably haven't because no one really knew this was going to happen. You probably are watching this back afterwards. So yes, hello everyone. My name is Luke Battersby. I run the EKS. This is my father Terry here. And we've got just out of shot here, we've got our commentator Ed Hunter. So Ed is going to be conducting the kind of reading out of names today. My father Terry here is going to be deciding which heat those names are in, and I will then be typing it all on our end. You should be able to see now, just off to the side screen, I can see it on my screen over here. You should be able to see the names, the list of names that we have. There's 94 names, it's going to take a little while, I do apologise. But yeah, you've got the list of names, and you've got the heats that I'll be typing in as we go along. So I'll basically type in whatever my father Terry draws out of the boxes here, and Ed will be kind of informing us of who these people are as we kind of go through them, as well as kind of helping fill out the numbers as well as we go along. So for those unaware, what's taking place this Saturday and what this is all for is the Silverstone Showdown, which is taking place here at Kart Silverstone. You can see us here at the moment. We are here for the midweek, round 2, which is taking place tonight. So that's why we are here on venue. So yeah, we're going to be doing the heat draw today. Basically what it decides is which heats people race in. You'll be in either heats 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Then you'll be in either heats 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10, and then you'll be in either heats 11, 12, 13, 14 or 15. So there's 1 to 5, 6 to 10 and 11 to 15. It's quite simple. So yeah, that will decide what heats you're in. Your grid position is all down to you. You have a one-shot quali before every single heat. So if you want to qualify at the back, feel free to just go around really slowly. But that is how that will be decided. And then at the end of the showdown, each heat, by the way, being 8 minutes long, at the end of the showdown, everyone then gets a 20-minute final. So it's a very long final. Grids decided for the B, C, D and E final. Grids decided by the points scored in your heats. And then for the A final, it would be the people that score the most amount of points in the heats, and it will have its own one-shot qualifying session before at the A final. That will then decide where you start on the grid. You'll also get to pick your kart for the A final too. So you'll both be able to pick your kart, and the A final will have its own one-shot qualifying session. Everyone who gets through to the A final will win a share of a £1,000 prize pot. So you'll win some money if you get into the A final. But that is all to be found out on Saturday. First of all, we need to decide who is in which heat. So Ed, I believe you have the list here to hand. I'm going to go out of shot and start typing all these numbers in as you read them out. But yes, I believe you have the list there. So who are we going to be drawing out first?
Well, thank you very much, Luke. First up, we have got the one, the only, a regular in the Northern rounds this season, and a very popular one too. It is Matthew Clark. So Terry Battersby putting his hands in for the first heat. And what's the number, Terry?
Heat number 4.
Thank you.
You are in heat number 4.
Heat number 2. Oh, second heat, sorry.
Heat number 6.
Heat 6. And then for the third heat, I should probably mention this point, we're changing the track layout. So those first 2 heats, they'll be run around the new alternate layout, which you will see tonight in the midweek round. And then for the third heat, we're running on the Grand Prix layout, same as the finals. And so he'll be in heat 14.
So for Matthew Clark, first heat number 4, second heat number 6, third heat number 14. Right, shall we move on to our next competitor then? It is, he's a maths teacher by day. He's a regular at Three Sisters, Team Sport Manchester Victoria and Tamworth. It is James Clare. And for the first heat?
Heat number 4.
Same as Matthew Clark.
Oh, good company.
And second heat?
Second heat is heat 6.
And same again. I promise you,
I'm seeing a pattern here.
This is not fixed, but you know.
Third heat.
And the third heat is
14.
heat 11.
Ah, nearly had the hat trick there.
Oh, we didn't call snap. That's not how this works, right? Right, shall we move on to third competitor then? He is, of course, someone who passed his D-Masters assessment 2 years ago with flying colours. He's been very competitive at several rounds. It is Samuel Bennett.
First heat, heat 1.
First one out the
Get
blocks.
that, heat 1.
Mm-hmm.
Second heat is heat 7. Ooh. And the third is heat 12.
There we go.
Right,
so
1, 7 and 12.
There are different numbers in the boxes, not just 4 and 6 in the first 2.
Okay. Next up then, we have got a very, very successful competitor. Our reigning heavyweight champion, a Northern heavyweight champion I should say, Barry Lakes.
Okay, first heat for Barry, heat 1.
Oh, right with Samuel Bennett then.
Second heat for Barry is Heat 7.
Oh, also with Sam Bennett.
And third heat is Heat 13.
Ooh, unlucky
Ooh,
for some.
a new heat. All right, that's 1, 7 and 13 for Barry Lakes. Next up, we have the one and only who's been so successful in juniors, especially whenever it rains. It is Freddie Burden.
Okay, Freddie, your first heat is Heat 4. Your second heat is Heat 6.
Ooh, we've got a few difficult numbers here, but we'll find some more numbers in due course.
And your last heat is Heat 14.
There we go. So, for those watching along, you are welcome to join in to the live stream via the EKS results spreadsheet. Some of you will already have that linked. If you don't already know where it is, feel free to head over to our website, head over to the standings, results standings section, which is along the top tab, results and then standings. Go on that, click on the standings bit within that, and that will then open up the EKS results spreadsheet. Within that, you'll find Silverstone Showdown heat draw, and you can follow this along. You can see the grids auto-populate as I type them in, or not grids, but listed drivers in each heat will auto-populate as we go along. So you feel free to see that if you want to see more than just the view that you're seeing on screen now. Anyway.
Well, I apologise, by the way, if we're too quiet at the moment. Luke, it sounds like, is too quiet. It sounds like me and Terry are louder, though. Anyway, let's move on to our sixth driver. It is, he is, of course, a Team Sport regular, newcomer to outdoor karting in the last year or so. It is Joel Metcalf.
John Metcalf, Heat 3.
What's the second heat, Terry?
Heat 10.
Ooh.
And
You won.
then the last heat will be Heat 11.
Ooh, now I must point out, don't worry, Joel, you're not going to be in back-to-back races from a time perspective. There will be a pause in between the two blocks of heats, so don't worry, you'll get a good 5 minutes break or so in between your two heats.
All right, next up then, we have got another newcomer to outdoor karting, former teammate of Joel Metcalf. He's got a lovely multicoloured helmet. It is Adam Gudgeon.
Adam Gudgeon, your first heat is Heat 4. Your second heat, Heat 7. And your last heat will be Heat 14.
There we go. Heat 14's already getting well populated here.
Yes. Next up, we have another podium finisher in the Lightweight Championship, if I'm not mistaken. He finished on the podium at Rower and Three Sisters last season. It is Blake Hutton.
Okay, Blake, your first heat will be Heat 5. Your second heat is Heat 6.
Again, you will have a break, don't worry about that.
And your last heat will be Heat 11.
There we go. Next up, we have got Luca Nick, of course, so successful in the past in the seniors.
So Luca's first heat is Heat 3. Second heat is Heat 7. And your last heat is Heat 12.
There we go. Nicely spaced out heats as well for yourself, Luca.
Next up, we have our favourite Belgian. It is Eric Mignon.
Eric is in Heat 2. Eric's second heat is Heat 9. And the third heat is Heat 13.
And those will be Eric's first ever races in EKS, so welcome along to the EKS, Eric. I know you're a regular in Club 100, I've known you personally for years, so welcome to EKS.
Awesome, great to have a newcomer on board. But here we got another recent victor. You may have seen him victorious in Split 2 last time out a couple of weeks ago at Wilton Mill. It is Lewis Middleton.
Okay, Lewis, your first heat will be Heat 1. Your second heat will be Heat 8. And your third heat will be Heat 11.
There we go. And I have no idea why your number's coming from green, by the way. I will fix that afterwards.
Okay. Next up, we've got our 2025 Northern Junior Champion. You'll know her, you'll love her from many other championships as well. It is Julia Stankowiak.
So Julia, your first heat is heat 2. Your second heat is heat 9. And your last heat is heat 11.
Here we go then. It's our 5th driver in heat 11 for the final heat then. Saul Gregory is next up. He's of course 2024 BIKC National Heavyweight Vice Champion.
Okay, Saul's first heat will be heat 5. Second heat for Saul is heat 7. And your final heat will be heat 14.
Here we go. First 13 in the books then. Here we go. Next up we have another newcomer, I believe. It is Roger Davis.
So Roger's first heat is heat 2. Second heat will be heat 10. And Roger's last heat will be heat 12.
All right, there we go. 2, 10 and 12. Next up, we've got a driver that was in action at Wilton Mill a few weeks ago in Split 2 there, and has also finished on the podium at Three Sisters last year. It is Lewis Brooks.
Lewis Brooks. Lewis, your first heat is heat 1. Second heat will be heat 8. And your third heat will be heat 12.
Well, what was that second heat again, Terry?
8.
Heat 8.
There we go, sorry.
Don't do that to me, Ed.
I just wanted to check that I wrote the right one down.
I can't remember what happened yesterday, let alone a few minutes ago.
Driver number 16, we've got a returnee to EKS after a couple of years away. It is Lucas Vintu-Onak from Team
So
Sport.
Lucas, your first heat is heat 5. Your second heat is heat 8. And your third heat is heat 11.
There we go.
Exactly, yeah. Great to see Lucas back in action. Next up, we've got resident Mexican driver is Edgar Azevedo.
It's Portuguese and Latvian.
Oh, okay, right.
It's quite hard to see from that what the flags are. It's quite a mishmash of flags.
Okay,
Portuguese.
so Edgar, your first heat is heat 5. Your second heat is heat 10. And your third heat is heat 13.
There we go.
Here we are, breezing through these. Next up, another regular in EKS. It is Kyle Simmons.
So Cal is in heat 2. Heat 6. And Cal's final heat is heat 15.
Right, there we go. Next up, we have Team Sport Eastleigh driver. It is Dan Bull.
So Dan's first heat will be heat 5. Second heat is heat 10. And Dan's final heat will be heat 14.
Nice late heats for each block of heats there. Nice spaced out.
Okay, next up, 20th on our list is our reigning national and southern lightweight champion. It is Callum Bendelow.
So Candlem is in heat 3. Second heat for Callum is heat 10. And Callum's final heat will be heat 12.
Next up, we've got a man who won at Wilton Mill in Split 2 a couple of weeks ago. It is Ben Paynes.
So Ben's first heat will be heat 5. Second heat will be heat 6.
Again, you will have a slight break in between races, so don't panic about that.
And the final heat will be heat 11.
Okay. What was that second heat again? 6, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. In 22nd, we have another driver that you may recognise from the juniors. It is George Beauchamp.
So George's first heat is heat 5. Second heat will be heat 9. And the final heat will be heat 11.
Next up, we have a driver that finished on the overall podium at Rowra, round 5 last season. It is Aston Lupton.
So Aston's first heat will be heat 5. Second heat will be
Yeah. It's a hat trick of heat 5s.
heat 6.
Again, you will have a break, so don't worry about that, Aston.
And the final heat will be heat 13.
Next up, we have winner of the Damon Hill Karting Festival in 2023, and last year, of course, very famous, got married to Rajkumar. It is Henry Walter.
So Henry's first heat will be heat 3. Second heat is heat 10. And Henry's last heat will be heat 15.
Very nicely spaced out heats there.
Got time to go and have lunch.
Oh, by the way, lunch is very good here. I've just had some myself. Had chicken Caesar salad, would highly recommend.
Nice. Okay.
And I paid.
Yep. Next up, we've got a returnee to EKS. It is Archie Pratley.
Archie Pratley. So Archie's first heat will be heat 4. Second heat will be heat 9. And the final heat will be heat 11.
Okay. Next up, we have got our resident Cypriot driver. It is Andreas Dimitriades.
So Andres will be in heat 3. Second heat will be heat 9. And your third heat will be heat 14.
Next up, we've got a driver that everyone will recognise. He is, of course, our reigning national and southern heavyweight champion. It is Ross Sandwell.
Ross will be in heat 3. Ross will be in heat 10. And then the final heat will be heat 13.
And we've got some good news. Just as we're doing this, we've had another driver book in. So Mike Simpson, thank you for booking in midstream. We will add you in and we will put you in as driver 95. So yeah, we'll put you in the grid draw.
I'm just writing him on the list now. There we go. Well, we've got a while to go to him. That's 95, and we're currently, I think, about to do 28, which is, of course, one of our favourite Welshmen. It is Arthur Bennett.
So Arthur's first heat will be heat 1. Second heat will be heat 8. And the third heat for Arthur will be heat 12.
There we go.
Next up, he is our 2024 EKS Junior Champion. He's currently leading the Silverstone lightweights in the weekday Silverstone Championships. We're going to see him in action later on today. It is Jamie Tyler Gooden.
So Jamie, you're in heat 3. Heat 6. And heat 13.
Next up, we have another Team Sport Crawley alumni. It is Adam Barris.
So Adam's first heat will be heat 4. Second heat will be heat 10. And Adam's last heat will be heat 12.
Do let us know, by the way, in the comment section if you're having any issues with the stream. Well, it looks all good on our end, but we can only tell so much from here. If from home you're having problems, please do let us know in the chat.
Yeah, just about all of my ears, Luke. So let's keep going. Next up, another driver that's had a lot of success in the junior category. It is Jack Redfern.
So Jack's first heat will be heat 1. Second heat for Jack will be heat 8. And the last heat for Jack will be heat 12.
Next up, well, if you race at Milton Keynes, you'll recognise this man. It is Daniel Celli.
So Daniel's first heat is heat 1. Second heat will be heat 10. And the final heat will be heat 14.
All right, next up, well, he's very closely related to Daniel Celli because he's his brother. It is David Celli.
So David's first heat will be heat 3. Second heat will be heat 8. And
Sorry, that first heat was
3.
and heat 8.
8.
Yep.
And then the last heat is heat 14.
It's okay. It's your turn to miss a number there. Right, next up, we have a driver that we saw winning right at the end of Wilton Mill a few weeks ago. It was Hassan Safar.
So Hassan's first heat will be heat 1. Second heat, heat 9. And third heat is 13.
Here we go. Yeah, if you are having any issues with this stream, please let us know. I have just boosted the microphone audio for the ones that we are using, so please let me know if you continue to have any issues. Thank you.
Yep, very loud in my ears now, so hopefully we should be okay. Next up, we have Robbie Petchy, of course, our winner overall in the lightweights at Wilton Mill.
Okay, Robbie's first heat is heat 5. Second heat will be heat 9. And third heat will be heat 12.
All right, excellent work so far, Terry. Don't worry, just a few more to go then. Next up, we have another returning driver to EKS. It is Morgan Turk Somodevia.
So Morgan is in heat 5. Second heat is heat 10. And the third heat is heat 12.
There we go. Good to have you back, by the way, Morgan. Haven't seen you for a little while.
Well, next driver to throw his hat into the metaphorical ring is another of our juniors. It is Louis Canlett.
So Louis is in heat 3. Heat 7 for Louis' second heat. And final heat will be heat 12.
Okay, next up, 38th on our list. It is another of our Tamworth D-Max Thursday Night League runner-ups in 2023. He finished 7th in 2024 EKS Senior Championship. It is Chris Phillips.
So Chris, you are in heat 1. Second heat for Chris is heat 6. And the third heat will be heat 13.
Next on the list, well, you saw him stand on the top step of the rostrum at Warden Law. It is Tom Fox.
So Tom's first heat will be heat 2. Second will be heat 10. And the third heat will be heat 15.
2, 10, and 15. Okay, 40th on the entry list. He is a driver that's come up the ranks through Club 100 cadets. He's even been on the Ginetta Junior Scholarships as runner-up in 2023. It is Benjamin Hamilton.
So Benjamin, you are in Heat 2. Second heat is Heat 10. And the third heat will be Heat 14.
Oh, so close to two, the same in there. Next up, all the way from Scotland, he won Buckmore Round 9 last year. It is Jules Larkin.
So Jules is, first of all, Heat 1. Second heat will be Heat 7. And the final heat will be Heat 13.
All right, there we go. Now we go on to our next driver. He's 42nd on the entry list. Races at Team Sport Eastleigh. It is Steve Hall.
So Steve, your first heat will be Heat 3. Your second heat is Heat 10. And your third heat, Heat 14.
Right, excellent there.
Currently looking out the window and seeing what the drivers you're going to get to. So Lewis Middleton, if you're listening to the stream right now, hello, we can see you.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. Well, Middleton we did earlier. Next on the list, we have a new driver, I believe. It is Pierce Hartley.
So first number for Piers, did you say?
Pierce,
is Heat 1. Second heat will be Heat 6. And the last heat will be Heat 11.
Oh, the first of every heat, you're going to get the, well, possibly preferable track conditions if it's getting wetter during the day, or possibly the worst track conditions if it's drying throughout the day. I do apologise, whatever happens.
Well, let's see if we can make the best of it either way, Luke. Next up, we have ever popular regular in EKS, always in and around the front runners. It is Louis Draper.
So Louis is in Heat 3. Louis was desperate to get a photo of Natalie Pinkham earlier on. Louis' second heat was Heat 7.
I believe it was Colapinto, not Natalie.
No, it's Natalie Pinkham. And then the last heat was Heat 12.
Okay, well, I stand corrected on that. Next up on the entry list, another newcomer, I believe it is Steve Hannon.
So Steve's first heat will be Heat 2. Second heat, Heat 7. And the last heat will be Heat 13.
Next up, we have another newcomer. It's Dave Tucker.
Dave. So Dave is in Heat 1. Second heat is Heat 9. And Heat 12 for the final heat.
Okay. Coming up next is a driver that's won the Driver of the Day award recently at Warden Law. Very, very competitive near the front when he's been competing. It is Ben Pickard.
So Ben, your first heat is Heat 2. Your second heat is Heat 10. And Ben's third heat will be Heat 13.
Okay, next up, a driver that's not done EKS before but comes with a glittering CV behind him in karting. He's won BIKC, he's won pretty much everything there is to win. It is Dante Dillon.
Dante, so your first heat, Dante, is Heat 5.
Dante has the interesting quirk of having race directed previous EKS events. This is the first time though that he's raced in EKS.
Second heat will be Heat 8. And your third heat will be Heat 15.
Excellent. Next up, we have the one, the only, Warren Gom.
So Warren is Heat 2. Your second heat is heat 10. And your third heat, heat 15.
Next up, number 50 on the entry list. Another well-known entrant. It is Elliot Gregory.
Elliot. So Elliot's first heat will be heat 3. Second heat is heat 6. And the third heat will be heat 11.
Okay. Next up, 51 on the entry list. Don't think he's any relation to Yuji Ide. It is Luke Ide.
Luke Ide.
Ide, okay.
Ide.
Definitely no relation then. It's
No,
spelled the same.
Do apologise, Luke, for that mispronunciation.
Ide.
Mispronunciation of your name.
Well, we know I'm definitely going to get that wrong. on
Yes,
Saturday.
don't worry. Now we've known Luke for a very, very long time. I can't even talk now. It's rubbing off, isn't it? Luke, you're in heat 2. Yes, we are idiots. Your second heat is heat 8. And last heat for Luke is 15.
And Luke Ide, for those unaware, was the winner of our first ever event at Bottle Park back in 2022.
Ooh, good to know. Well, my apologies to Luke Ide. Next up, another ever-popular mainstay of the roster on EKS. It is Junaid Jones.
So, Junaid, you are in heat 1. Second heat will be heat 6. And your last heat will be heat 13.
Next up, 53rd on the entry list. Well, he races indoors. He's great friends with our sometimes competitor, sometimes commentator Josh Wynn. It is Alex Cowley.
So, Alex, your first heat will be heat 3. Your second heat is heat 6. And your third heat will be heat 12.
Next up, another returning driver who's had so much success in karting in the past. It is Dom Balasaitis.
So, Dom, your first heat will be heat 3. Your second heat is heat 8. And your final heat will be heat 15.
And I just want to say next up, we've got Alex Sutherland. I do want to just put a little caveat here. Alex isn't too sure if he can actually make it on Saturday. We're putting him into the interest for the time being, but if he obviously can't make it in the end, we'll simply take him out of each sheet he's drawn for.
Okay, yep, that's it. It's Alex Sutherland.
So, Alex's first heat will be heat 4. Second heat will be heat 6. And last heat, heat 15.
Okay, that's another page completed then. Next up, he runs a wood chip manufacturing company. He's occasionally raced in the NRKL. It is Billy Good.
So Billy's first heat will be heat 5. Second will be heat 8. And your third heat will be heat 15.
So that then brings to an end all the drivers who were booked into our 2025 season finale. So all the ones we've gone through now are the people that are carryover bookings from the event, which was supposed to take place here on 29th of November. And now we have all the new drivers who are booked in to this event when it's actually in its Silverstone Showdown form. So first up we have...
Yeah, the first man who knew exactly what he was signing up for. It is, of course, a man who's had so much success at Buckmore Park and has been a regular podium finisher in EKS. It is, of course, Ollie Smith.
Ollie Smith. Ollie, your first heat is heat 5. Second heat is heat 7. And your last heat will be heat 12.
Next up, he won the Driver of the Day last time we were here at Silverstone for the first of our weekday championships. He's been getting better and better in the junior class. It is Kai Ferner.
So Kai, your first heat will be heat 2. Your second heat will be heat 6. And your last heat will be heat 12.
There you go. All right. Next up, a driver I believe new to EKS, if I'm not mistaken, but not new to karting, not by a long shot. He's a regular in Club 100, junior lightweights, races in Total Zero karting, even has his own senior Rotax kart. It is Salvador Newman.
So Salvador, your first heat will be heat 5. Your second heat will be heat 9. And your final heat will be heat 11.
Number 60 on the entry list. He impressed by getting pole position last time we were here at Kart Silverstone. It is Mr. Kyle Evans.
So Kyle is in heat 2. Second heat, heat 8. And your final heat is heat 14.
Okay, 61st on the entry list. When he was a kid, he was a Buckmore Junior Club regular. These days, as well as karting, he's an active sim racer on iRacing. It is Adam State.
So Adam, your first heat will be heat 2. Your second heat will be heat 9. And your third heat will be heat 14.
You've seen a comment in the chat from Adam State saying, seems like I turned up at the right time.
You did indeed.
Very fortuitous indeed.
Perfect timing.
So let's move on to our 62nd entrant. Of course, he was 11th in the 2024 EKS Junior Championship, and he's certainly one to watch. It is Daniel Varlan.
So Daniel, your first heat will be heat 4. Your second heat will be heat 7. And your final heat will be heat 14.
Next up, it's that most super of super heavyweights, the man excelling very much this season. It is Ash Chivers.
Ash Chivers, Ash, your first heat is heat 3. Your second heat is heat 8. And your last heat is heat 14.
Next up, we have a trio of newcomers, I believe. First up, it is Jake Chapman.
So Jake, your first heat will be heat 1. Your second heat will be heat 10. And your third heat will be heat 12.
And that's Jake Chapman. He's a 3-time Club 100 champion. We're racing with us tonight as well in Silverstone Round 2. So very talented driver joining us.
Looking forward to seeing him in action. Also on our entry list for Saturday, 65th on the entry list exactly, is Finley Milsom.
So Finley, you are in heat 1, heat 7, and the last heat will be heat 15.
Right at the end then. Also in 66th on the entry list is Zach Watson.
So Zach, your first heat will be heat 4. Second heat will be heat 9. And the last heat will be heat 13.
All right, next up, a driver you will recognise if you're watching at Wilton Mill a couple of weeks back. It is Andre Perehuda.
So Andre, your first heat is heat 3. Your second heat, if I can get it apart, is heat 8. And your final heat will be heat 14.
Next up, 68th on the entry list is Charlie Simpson.
So Charlie, your first heat will be heat 5. Your second heat is heat 6. And your last heat, heat 15.
Okay. Next up, we have...
Sorry, just to point out as well, for those just joining into the stream, if you're in back-to-back heats like that, don't worry, there will be pauses in between each block of heats, so don't worry, Charlie, you will have a gap between heats 5 and 6.
Next up, 69th on the entry list. He was the second highest rookie in Club 100 Junior Super Lightweights last year. Is Josh Melling.
So Josh, your first heat is heat 4. Second heat, heat 7. And your third heat is heat 15.
All right, there we go. Another page completed. Next up, 70th on our entry list is the man who was runner-up at Silverstone round 1, the midweek championship. It is Ty Dewis Sherlock.
Okay, so first heat will be heat 4. Second heat is heat 8. And third heat is heat 14.
Next up, he is doing the full EKS National Heavyweight Championship, but he's also doing the Silverstone Showdown. It is Jordan Forbes.
So there we go, Jordan.
Jordan.
Yes. Heat 3. Heat 8. And heat 14.
Okay, 72nd on the entry list, we have Joe Hamblett.
So Joe, your first heat will be heat 4. Your second heat, heat 10. And your third heat, heat 13.
Next up, a driver who certainly won't be taking it easy. It is Lucas Easby.
So Lucas, your first heat is heat 4. Your second heat will be heat 8. And your last heat is heat 14.
Next up, we have a Project X driver, driving for the Project X team, of course. It is Brandon Williams.
So Brandon, your first heat will be heat 2. Your second heat is heat 6. And your third heat is heat 15.
All right, 75th on the entry list, we have Mr. Taylor Davison.
Taylor, your first heat will be heat 4. Your second heat is heat 8. And your third heat is heat 13.
All right, next up we have our MHWR driver. It is William Woods.
So William, your first heat is heat 4. Your second heat is heat 9. Your last heat, heat 15.
Okay, next up, 77th on the entry list is Robert Southworth.
So Robert, your first heat is heat 3. Second heat, heat 7. And your last heat, heat 15.
Next up, a man who has been driving in karting for a long, long time, since the mid-90s. He's driven everything from a Radical SR3 to motorbikes. He's had so much success. You'll see him tonight in the midweek championship. It is Lee Torrey.
So Lee, your first heat is heat 4. Your second heat is heat 7. And your last heat will be heat 15.
There we go.
That's 3 heat 15s in a row.
I know.
Oh, wow. Need to get better at mixing them up, Terry. We're running out of numbers.
Yeah,
is
I've
the
just
problem.
remixed them again.
Okay, so next up, another driver that's competing tonight, actually. He's 2025 Club 100 Junior Experience Champion. It is George Dugoid.
So George, your first heat is heat 3. Your second heat, heat 10. And your third heat, heat 14.
80th on the entry list. Next up, it is Stefan Chiffan.
So Stefan, your first heat is heat 2. Your second heat is heat 9. And your third heat is heat 12.
81st on the entry list, we have Matt Thompson.
Matt, your first heat is heat 1. Your second heat, heat 9. And your third heat is heat 13.
Okay, next up, 82nd on the entry list, he is the European Deaf Karting Team Nations Team Champion. You've seen him win, most notably at Warden Law earlier this year. It is Dave Sumner.
So Dave, your first heat is heat 5. Your second heat is heat 7. And your last heat is heat 13.
And I just want to say, whilst this is going on, I'm currently looking out of the window. I don't know if you can see this in shot. I think it's just out of shot from the camera that you can see. But the alternate track layout is currently in the process of being invented. So yes, I confirm we will be using the alternate layout tonight. I can tell that because I can see it with my own eyes. And well, you'll all see it in briefing in about a couple of hours' time. So we'll reveal it then.
History truly in the making then. Next up, we have Clifton Malcolm.
So, heat 2. Heat 8. And then the final heat is heat 12.
That puts us on to the final page of entrance. 84th on the entry list, Mr. Robert Crawford.
So, Robert, your first heat is heat 1. Your second heat is heat 6. And your final heat, heat 15.
Next up, a driver who you saw in action in the juniors last time out at Wilton Mill a couple of weeks back in the Split 2 class. It was George Appleton, also player of electric guitar.
So, George, your first heat is heat 2. Your second heat is heat 7. And your last heat is heat 11.
86th on the entry list, driver for Hang Around the Outside Racing, it is Jack Bromham.
So, Jack, your first heat will be heat 1. Your second heat will be heat 8. And your third heat will be heat 13.
Next up, I believe our second set of related drivers in the field, the first of which is Nelson King.
Nelson, your first heat will be heat 2. Your second heat will be heat 7. And your third heat will be heat 13.